KMVT Sports, Friday Night Blitz.
Well, welcome into Friday Night Blitz. I'm Brevin Monroe, and she is Debony Serta, and I can't believe we only have 3 weeks left in the regular season.
And we had a great game of the week between the Filer Wildcats and the Gooding Senators, with both teams hoping to make a final playoff push. It was senior night for the Gooding Senators, and as they took on the Filer Wildcats. And things are kind of better when it's senior night. Gooding's QB1, Cougar Stockham, rolls out of the pocket, and he will find Real Curtis, who will run right into the end zone for the first touchdown of the game, and they were super hyped. Gooding trying to move the ball, and Cougar will air this one deep to Eli Esterbrook. I mean, talk about a grab right there. That's probably a play of the week contender right there. Cougar Stockham on the run, and he will keep this one, and he will run like his life depends on it, and the Senators are going to be inside the red zone for this one. And that was just their second drive. I mean, talk about what a moment. Stockham on the move, and he will find Esterbrook again, who will extend it for the touchdown. And I mean, they almost got me right there. And we can't end this game without a defensive play. Huge sack for the Senators by Zayden Gonzalez, and he will have himself a dancey dance right there. That is the first conference win of the year for the Senators, 30-22.
Then in some 4A action, the Kimberly Bulldogs and Wood River Wolverines didn't even get to half as the game was called due to lightning, with Kimberly leading this one 21-0.
And the Minigo Spartans took on the Canyon Ridge Riverhawks. Spartans looking to get win number 6 of the season, and Riverhawks are looking for number 4. Minigo off to a rocky start. Jackson Hesley is going to pass it on over, well, just in a little bit. We're going to run them out again. He is going to go ahead and pass it on over, and it's going to be intercepted by Caleb Hoffman, who just on the opening drive, and he was an early contender for play of the week a couple weeks back. Second chance, and Hartley is going to find this one to Kewart, who will take the ball on the outside along the Minigo Spartans sideline, and he is going to be gone for a house call. Kewart is going to be the first on the board. It's going to be 6-0. However, the troubles continue for the Spartan offense. The Riverhawks defense able to snag this fumble and get the ball back on the offense, but they couldn't score right there. Riverhawks are forced to punt down, and this is going to be caught by Jaden Sanders, and he is going to take this one up the sideline and is going to be stopped. But before he gets stopped, he's going to plow his way through and somehow just keeps moving and moving forward. These Spartans would score on that drive and take the game 12-0.
And moving over up to Jerome now, where they're taking on Burley. First drive here for Jerome in this one. Ben Landrian drops back to pass, and he's going to hit Zayden Van Tassel, who I found out tonight is the leading receiver in all of Idaho. He's going in for the touchdown to make it 7-0 Tigers. Then, of course, after that opening touchdown, the student section, band, absolutely loving it up there at Jerome. They got one of the best bands in the area for my money. They're going to love this even more. A successful onside kick here. Perfect bounce recovered by Jerome, and they get right back into business. It's going to be a handoff here to the big running back, Trey Smith, who's going to power his way through there for a first down and maybe even a little bit more as well, which would lead to Landrian hitting the other Van Tassel. That's Tayton hauling in the score here as Jerome led Burley 14-7 at half. This game had a weather delay and is coming down to the wire. It's 28-28 with 2 minutes left. We'll have the final on our website. Then in some more 5A, Twin Falls traveled to Hillcrest and was defeated by one of the top teams in the classification, 49-28 to fall to 5-2, while the Knights remain unbeaten.
And then, of course, our final 11-man team, only 3A team, is the Valley Declo, headed to Soda Springs and pitched a shutout over the Cardinals in a 42-0 conference win.
And then coming up, it's time for some 8-man balls. We have a pair of great matchups, starting with Hagerman and Glens Ferry coming up next.
Welcome back into the Friday Night Blitz show. We had a huge matchup between the Pirates and the Pilots, with each hoping to gain position in a competitive conference. Hagerman looking to keep the foot on the gas, and Wyvett Mavenkamp is going to go ahead and go for the scramble to try to get that first down, and he will run and avoid almost everyone until he will be brought down. And it wasn't going to be a first half, but that's just how it's going to go into halftime. Third quarter right here, Wyvett Mavenkamp is going to hand this one off to Kason Knight, who will run and take a couple guys with him right there. And it's going to be a huge first down for the Pirates. And that was just kind of the common trend tonight. Maven Camp will try and go for a tush push, and it will be good. 6 more on the board for the Pirates, and they take games 52-6.
Big win for them. And then moving over to Murtaugh and Oakley, starting in the third, Red Devils up 20-14 Hornets with the ball. Jackson Rice to Camden Cranny. That's going to get the Hornets into the red zone here after he is eventually going to be taken down, dancing around quite a bit there on that play. But then a couple plays later, Rice taking the snap. He's going to keep this one himself, jumping into the end zone there for the touchdown. The 2-point was good. It's now 22-20 Hornets. And the Hornets would get another break, stopping the Red Devils. Rice to Cole Beck, somehow breaking away from all these defenders for the touchdown. The Hornets go up 28-20, but the Red Devils were not going to go down without a fight. 4th down, Stetson Perkins, deep ball to McCoy Jensen. He comes down with it, but is taken down just short of the touchdown. They're knocking on the door, and it's going to be Perkins taking the snap, firing this dime here up the middle, running around, and just dodging everyone, throwing it up to Perkins there, who's going to come down with that's Preston Stanger in the end zone. Touchdown Red Devils. They needed the 2-point conversion, but they would not get it, unfortunately, as Oakley wins their first game in a year and a half with a 44-36 win.
Then in some 2A action, Raft River beats Butte County 36-12. And coming up, we have 2 more games worth of highlights to show, including a huge matchup in 1A between Shoshone and Hanson. We'll be back.
Welcome to the home stretch of the Blitz. Let's head to some 1A action between Hanson and Shoshone here. This game was back and forth into the 4th here when we arrived. It's a tush push here. They're getting way more than 1 yard on the 4th down, as did Hanson. They're already up 26-6, but they were stopped there. Then Shoshone's Ty Russell had a nice rush here to the outside on his first play, picking up a first down for the Indians in the process. But on the next play, Russell will drop back to pass, and he's going to be picked off here by Grayson Denny. He had some space on the return as well and would get down inside the 5. Then just a few plays later, it would be Denny rolling out and finding Dan Gibson in the end zone, as the Huskies would go on to win this game by a final score of 32-14 for their first 5-win season in this century. Then to Valley, where they welcome Castleford. Valley in the red zone. We arrive, handoff to Austin Stubbs, who's going to go ahead and dive in for the score there. And of course, in 8-man ball, they're going to end up going for 2 here. Brant Jones is going to take the snap and roll out here. He's going to find Luis Granados here, who's going to duck into the end zone there for the 2-pointer. Valley led 34-6. Final play of the half for Valley. Little screen pass here to Diego Arteaga, the lineman. Yeah, 8-man lineman play here. He's got some space, bumbling, stumbling down the field inside the 10. He would be taken down, though, and Valley would absolutely dominate this game with a commanding 58-6 win over the Wolves.
And then in our final 1A game, the Cary Panthers continue their undefeated season with a 52-0 shutout win over Dietrich Blue Devils to claim the conference title.
And what a week it was, of course. Unfortunately, we did see Camas County end up canceling the remainder of their season due to injuries. So we will see them again in basketball season, but tough break for them. Glad they got to play at least a couple of games. And you can see Friday Night Blitz again next week at 10 o'clock right here. Thanks for watching.